Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Before I start, every time I walk into this room now, I just smell lavender because remember that basket that I had sitting behind me, with it last year's lavender buds? Well, I put out a sheet of wax paper and rubbed until all the little bits came off, and I've got a whole crystal bowl full of them sitting behind me. Now I can put them into little draw bags and keep those under my pillow or in a drawer, your clothing drawer, or in your closet, and I have done that every year, so I'll probably use these as well. And of course I'm going to grow some more lavender. I mean, I have a very well-established little row of lavender in my little garden plot, and it's strong. It's I trim it back when the buds are there and it just keeps coming out stronger and stronger every year. I have planted little cuttings of lavender at my Alabama homestead. Have no idea if they have even taken. There's been a drought there, so everything that I've planted some little rosemary, some lavender, some sage seeds, some oregano seeds. The cuttings were lavender and rosemary. So I don't know if anything survived, tell you the truth. Oh, I also planted some sunflower seeds, some black-eyed Susan. Mark really likes a black-eyed Susan. We used to have quite a bush of that when I had my home here. We had a fish pond that I had him dig for me, and not all the way around it, but a good chunk to the side of it, I'd planted the black-eyed Susan, and they just got really tall, really thick. Well, they got tall because they were thick, and normally they're just little small things, but they grew to probably 2 feet tall. And the flowers last for a long time, and I guess that's why he really enjoyed them, because they weren't just up in 2 weeks and then gone. They were there for a couple of months. So we'll see if any of that has come up. I mean, if a couple of plants have come up, that'll be the start of developing a nice little flower bed. If not, I'll have to replant again and hope for some more rain. On the one hand, I hope that there's rain when I'm away, and on the other hand, I hope that there isn't, because there's a lot of limbs that come down and tree damage, and and it's best if that happens while you're there, but you can't control any of that. So just deal with it when you can. Now, it is still cold here. It's actually exceptionally cold today. But finally, we're starting to see little buds on the trees. Yeah, Mark said it's like January in Alabama. Unfortunately, he's probably right. But yeah, it's just starting to. I mean, we had a little bit of warm weather, but there was nothing on the trees. And finally, after a month of pretty much rain almost every day, we're starting to see so the trees starting to bud out. Some of the lower bushes have done so, but the trees are just starting to, and pretty soon everything will be green, and it'll be beautiful and green. But it's a long time coming, considering that when we left Alabama in, what was it, mid-March? It's been 5 weeks now. Everything was already out and green, and the spring flowers were already almost done. I'll have to admit my azaleas were just budding then, but they're done now. I could see from the cameras that they are done. So in here, we're not even beginning. And I couldn't go to my little garden bed that I have here. I have an allotment garden. Can't go to it because it's too much rain, and you're going to deal with nothing but mud. So there's really no point in going until it starts to dry up a bit. So went to the shops again, picked up a few more items to take down south, and yes, I seem to be focused on that. because they're really, other than, you know, doing laundry, doing dishes, cooking, and, you know, there really isn't that much to do in an apartment. So I'm still focusing on what do I want to take down south, what do I need there, what little things can I take. I mean, we won't be buying furniture other than, I mean, we've got our bedroom furniture now, at least bedroom and a dresser. But we won't really be buying too much furniture down there until we get more renovations done. Oh yes, and I did buy a beautiful desk for my office. I fell in love with it, and Mark convinced me to buy it. So, I mean, he had brought a desk down for his when we brought the truck when we first arrived. I didn't bring much of anything, but he brought tools and he brought his desk. And yes, I did bring some kitchen stuff, but not a lot. You know, had it not been in the dead of winter here when we made that loading up the truck, I might have been a little bit more considering what we could have brought with us, you know, a little bit more interested in bringing more than what we actually did. But we're not going to be doing a truckload at any time soon. So, and probably we will be buying things down there. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I stopped by Dollarama and picked up a few more things, and one of the items that I was considering buying was this item here, and it's a little glass teapot with the strainer for loose leaf tea, and I like loose leaf tea. Is that in English? Yes, it is. No, that's English and French. Anyway, I just went and poured some water in it. Now, I have one of these little strainers from David's Tree, and it's just a little strainer, and it's a 1 cup, and you can just make 1 cup of tea with that little strainer. And I thought, well, that little strainer, first of all, I can't get it locally. I don't know where I can find it now, probably in a mall someplace, but it's $10 plus tax, and this one was $5 with a little teapot. The strainer seems to be the same type. You know, the holes are very, very fine, and you don't lose any loose leaf in there. But because you have to do it in a pot, you need more water. Now I can put this in a cup as well and do an individual cup if I want. Okay, so I washed it out, and I've got the two of them here so that I can compare them. And most definitely, this one's got a much finer mesh than, and this is David's Tree. It's a nice product. It's for single cup loose leaf tea. Very nice little product. And this one's got larger holes and not a mesh all the way around. It's got 3 sides that are solid. So, but it still works. Thing is, it doesn't sit in the cup quite as well as this one. This one's a little bit wider, and it's got the ring on the top, so it sits on the cup and probably does not touch the bottom of the cup. But they both work, and I'll be taking one of them down south. Haven't made up my mind which one yet, though. Enjoying my hot cup of tea, which is good. Anyway, looking forward to getting to my garden real soon. Actually, chomping at the bit to do that. I did plant some cherry tomato seeds on my balcony here, and hopefully they'll come up, and some parsley seeds, and what else? I think that's it for now. The garden itself does have some well-established perennials that keep coming up, but I'll probably buy some pepper plants, and I will likely, obviously, plant beans. Hopefully the rabbits won't get them before I can. Some seasons I have a lot of success in growing beans. I've learned, keep it away from garlic. Keep garlic away from certain foods, because you cannot plant garlic and beans at the same place, because the beans will not come up. So that's a mistake I made one year. And yeah, no onions, no garlic near beans. Live and learn. We learn a little bit every day. I don't care how old you are, you keep learning. So Oh yes, and as far as plants are concerned, I don't know if you remember quite a while back, I had, my daughter had this plant, what do they call it? Mother-in-law's tongue is one name for it, but there are a number of names for that same plant. And hers had grown real tall, and she wanted to separate it. So I went to her home and I separated into about 3 or 4 different plants, and she had me take one with her. Now, she gave me the ones that were the tallest, and I did plant those in a large pot, and I also cut some of the real long ones back, and I took multiple cuttings. And it's been a few years now. I think it's been at least 2 years, probably, and they've come up beautifully. So let me show you what has occurred. Okay, seeing as I had quite a number of long stems and they were all bending over, and it was pretty difficult to get them to stand up, I decided to take a whole bunch of cuttings. Actually, I think there's only from like 3 or 4, well, maybe more, but I've got a lot of plant there anyway. So I've got more cuttings than I know what to do with, but I'm going to try planting these and starting them, see if I can get them to root. So here we are. I propagated a whole bunch of cuttings, and all of this is new growth. And here you can see the ones that were cuttings that I've planted in this pot. Now I could probably separate all that. I put them all the cuttings in one longish pot, and I could separate this and probably make about at least 10, maybe more. I suspect probably more like 15 or so plants, each with one individual. Or I can leave multiple little cuttings with their new growth and just make it thick. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave it be. I have nobody that I want to give this to, and if I leave it as is and eventually put it in a larger pot, it will be an amazing plant, and it will be thick and huge and beautiful. So I'm leaving that as it is for the time being, but I do love to propagate plants. I like to get many from one. And it really isn't difficult to propagate plants, and you know, I really don't go through a lot of specialized means, and I don't use rooting hormone. I just, you know, I try to take a lot of cuttings, and what's successful works, and what isn't, it's okay, you know, we can take a whole bunch more cuttings most times. The rosemary bush that I bought down south, and I did plant in the ground, and I took a lot of cuttings from it. It's doing beautifully, like it's getting thick. So even if my little cuttings didn't take off down there, even if they died because of the drought and they were not, you know, well rooted and well established, I can take a whole bunch more cuttings from that main plant. And I may do that anyway, you know, and just do a row of rosemary along one of my walls. I mean, that's what I was hoping to do, is just build a rosemary wall at the top edge of that, one of those concrete walls. And it'll take a few years, and that's the way it is with plants. You either spend a fortune up front and you buy all the plants and do your row, or you take cuttings and take years for it to grow. And yes, I know I don't have many years left, but that's okay. I still enjoy the process of doing that as well with my fig cuttings. Hopefully some of them have survived, and I will grow a fig forest. That's my intention, and see whatever else I can grow. Perhaps a lemon tree, but I understand there might not be warm enough for a lemon tree. We'll see what happens. Anyway, it's yeah, I'm accumulating a few more things to take south. I've got to be cautious here and not go crazy, because there's only so much room in the car. But I'm enjoying the process of looking forward to what we're going to do again. So anyway, I'm going to have my cup of tea here, and catch you on the next one. Bye for now.